Welcome back, crime solvers, to another freaky episode of Real Hair Crimes here on the Babe Hair Extensions channel. We hope you're enjoying spooky season just as much as we do. And hey, note in the comments what you love most about Halloween season. For me, it's the ability to play with random things that I never thought I'd play with, like dry ice and hot water. Who knew? Anyways, my name is Courtney, and you're watching Real Hair Crimes here on the Babe Hair Extensions channel, and I'm so glad that you stopped in for a spell. We have another treat for you this week in the form of a brand new episode. Now, this one is definitely a bit terrifying, which is perfect for this Halloween season. And I just want to show you the beginning photo just to start out with, because you guys are not going to believe the amount of craziness we are going to be dealing with. So take a look at this. Holy hair crimes, right? So what do y'all think is wrong here? I mean, I can tell you, it's obviously two-toned with zero blending, right? So let me tell you how this story starts out. So a client came in and said, hey, I have been through cosmetology school. I have done so many things to my hair. I don't even know what to do anymore. My hair is just, done. In hair school, we love to experiment on literally every color possible. A lot of you will see us, out and about. Sorry, we have possums in the yard, and that kind of scared me a little. Anyways, so we do a lot of experimentation on our hair, and sometimes our hair is just not in the happiest or healthiest condition because we think that we have to do it all during cosmetology school. Zero judgment, I have also been there. So sometimes we just need to give our hair a bit of a break. And so this client who just finished cosmetology school said, I really would love to experiment with, color without commitment. And what that simply means is we're using the extensions actually as the color and the hair. So in this case, she had colored her own hair all just dark. So a nice dark color. And she was going to be using some blonde extensions as her color without commitment. So those extensions were going to be acting as like a ombre effect in her hair, or so she thought. So her extension stylist recommended to her that she purchase just plain blonde extensions, and that those would be installed in her head, and that would create the ombre effect. But as you saw in that first photo, that is not what happened. That is not even close to what happened. And for those of you who have done stuff like this with like color without commitment or creating ombre styles or whatever, you already know we have a lot to unpack. For those of you who are like, I'm still stuck on this whole like color without commitment thing, and I'm very confused as to what it is, let me explain a little bit further. Color without commitment, when we're using things, whether it's tape, beaded, fusion, sewn-in wefts, anything like that, we're using those as your highlight or your low light, or as just a fun color to play in your hair. Okay, so instead of actually taking the whole process of like bleaching out your hair, toning it, putting the color on it, and creating this wonderful whatever that you're trying to create, or even with your like summer blondes that want to be like winter blondes, and if you put like a level 9 on them, they're gonna be like, yikes, it's like dark, right? So using like a tape and extension or a couple fusion strands or a couple beaded strands or something like that in a low light color, that's more of a temporary color, right? So they wear them for like 6 to 12 weeks or whatever, and then they have the ability to just take them out, which means we have not even put a chemical on their head. So that's what chemical or color without commitment means. It means that we're not using chemicals to give you the color. We're actually using the extensions as that color. Okay. So as you could see in that photo that we showed previously, her hair was dyed very, very dark. The extension stylist told her to grab a blonde extension and that she would just put that in, a blonde weft. And so they did. And that's it, literally, like here again, here's the photo. Just completely crazy, right? It has zero blending whatsoever. So you're thinking like, well, what is the real hair crime here? And you might be thinking that, oh, well, I just stuck a blonde extension into dark hair and that's, a crime. Well, yeah, it is. That is a crime. We should not be doing that. But the real hair crime really is not actually having the conversation of the end result. So the extension stylist, instead of just saying, maybe let's grab 1 or 2 colors or 2 or 3 colors even to create this look, just said, hey, go get a blonde weft, we'll slap it in, it'll be no big deal. And it is a big deal because that was the end result. It was awful, right? So the real hair crime in this story was actually not using multiple colors to create the desired effect of a color without commitment. So how do we solve this hair crime? This is actually pretty easy to solve, but you have to kind of think a little bit outside of the box as it relates to hair extensions. So instead of just choosing one and done, so grabbing one color of extension and just saying, okay, that'll do everything that I need it to do, we need to think about the end result as a whole. So maybe using 2 or 3 colors inside of that hairstyle will give you a much better blend and also create the more desired result that you're looking for. So in this case, she wanted an ombre. She colored her whole head dark, wanting to use the extensions as the color to kind of give that ombre effect. In this case, she should have still continued to use a dark color to kind of bring that down throughout, whether it's by low lights or rooting the extension or, anything like that. So really using 2 different colors would have been a much better end result. And instead, what she had to do, as you can see in this photo right here, she had to actually color all of her hair dark now. The extensions, everything. Like everything had to be a dark color because it was just such an atrocious mess of a color that just could not be fixed. There's no amount of cutting and blending that was going to fix that at all. So again, using multiple colors. And Bones right here has a special code for you. Bones?
Yes, use the code FREAKY for 20% off of your color swatching. Don't want to miss out on this opportunity? Grab the code FREAKY for 20% off of your swatching.
Yeah, so like Bones said, using the code FREAKY, FREAKY, will give you 20% off of our Babe swatch ring. Now, a couple side notes with the swatch ring. You're going to want to make sure you match your client in multiple light settings for the best results. So in your beautiful salon lighting, take them on a field trip down the hallway, outside, even in the restroom. And then make sure that the colors that you have chosen match in all light sources. The reality is people go into an office, into a restroom, outside, whatever, and their hair needs to look consistent across the board in multiple light settings. And then, as I've mentioned previously, using 2 or 3 different colors will do the trick every time, I promise. I hope these stories haven't given you too much of a fright, but if you have, you can go to babehairextensions.com if you're a stylist and sign up for our Babe U, our online solutions academy, and that'll give you plenty of extra tips and lots of extra treats as well. And don't forget to go check out our Instagram and our TikTok at Babe Hair for more laughs and learns. I swear this cauldron is about to blow. Don't forget to check out all of our social media, and don't forget to come right back here weekly to visit more real hair crimes. What crimes will we come up with next? You'll have to wait and see. Until next time, boo! Did I scare you?